Free socks.
Squirrel.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Spencer. We're swapped around.
Huh?
We're swapped around again.
Yeah, but I know you do it on purpose. And we're
Hey,
live.
y'all.
Hello,
I
everybody.
swear that
Hey,
intro
everybody.
probably gets old.
Yep. All right. How's everybody?
Oh,
Tired.
man,
Wore
I tell
out.
you
Rough
what.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So y'all,
Well, hello, everybody in chat.
Y'all have all figured out like I have this adult and crap ain't much fun.
I've known that for a long time. I've always been
Man.
like, I'm done. My kids just don't know how they've got it made.
Yeah.
So
So
how was everybody's week?
I'm going to play.
Hey, everybody.
It's before we get going on how everybody's week is. I'm going to show the video and pictures right off the get-go, and then we're going to go back and explain this. Okay? So, y'all, this is from my end. Watch this. Okay. Now, yeah, that was a culmination of what all has happened in like the past 7 or 8 days, at least for mine, because the way the whole thing started was a couple months ago down in Alabama. Got a booger rock from Kumbo. Saw Greg's man cave. Thank you. I'm glad you liked them. And what did we do? We planned for round 2. Squirrel went down there, no problem, almost immediately afterwards. Then Sherry and all them went down there. So the whole SAS team has been to Greg's man cave successfully. So did I. Then we planned for round 2. Anthony was going to go this time. And let me add that here just a few months ago, Anthony and I were supposed to go to Daniel Boone along with 12, 13 other people, something like that. And at 3 in the morning, whenever I went out to start the truck, it wouldn't run. Now I have 2 trucks now after that. Whenever that's the first time my Tundra ever did anything and like broke down, and I freaked out and went out and bought another truck. So I use the older Tundra as my work truck, and I have a brand new Tundra. Anyway, it broke down, so we didn't make it to Daniel Boone. We left to go the other day, here, whatever, Monday morning, bright and early, and started out fine. I got 5 hours away from home, about 4 hours away from Anthony's house, down in Sevierville, Tennessee. And then the check engine light came on. Now, not only was it supposed to be me and Anthony, but Mark and Rebecca Green ended up showing at Greg's. Roger and Peyton Williams showed up at Greg's. Flat Rock, who I would love to meet, showed up at Greg's. Joe Parker showed up at Greg's and brought some of Miss Pat's jambalaya. There was a picture in there of it. That shit looked really good too.
Hey, that wasn't for us either, brother. That was had your name on it. Miss Pat, when she found out Joe was really gonna come, he said she flew in there and went to cooking like a mad deranged squirrel. She was like fixing food and all that. Yeah, she sent that just for you, and then he didn't even get here.
And we tried everything. And just so everybody knows, hey, for the record, this is good information to have. Enterprise will not let you rent a car and go one way anymore. You can't go one way. You have to return it to where you got it from. So being 5 hours away, I had no intention of returning a damn car back there. Anyway, so Anthony and I were supposed to go to Greg's. We broke down on the way. Everybody else showed up. I wanted to have Roger on here to talk about them going to Greg's for the first time. And I reckon it was Flat Rock and Joe Parker's first time going there as well. But anyway, what a damn week. So we're strapped 5 hours away from home with a busted vehicle. It was the water pump, and on a 06 Tundra, the water pump is behind the timing belt. So they got to take the whole front end of the motor off to get to it. They were like, we got to order the parts, and it'll be here, or the truck will be ready by Friday. This was on Monday. We spent 2 or 3 hours trying to find a rental vehicle because we were just going to go to Greg's and pick the truck up on the way back. And nobody had a rental vehicle. We called Ryder, Penske, U-Haul. Nobody, the only way you could get a one-way vehicle was if you like rent it on the website well ahead of time, because they got to schedule that stuff now. You can't just go in and get a vehicle and say, hey, I'm going to go 3 states over and drop it off there. That don't happen no more. So they all had a good time. And this is, y'all, I couldn't write a damn script like this. I don't know how to make this kind of shit up. Like, Hollywood would kick this out. I'm talking to Misty because Misty is only about 30 or 40 minutes north of where we broke down. Her and Sherry and Donna and all them live right in there, about 40 minutes north of us. Misty offers to come get us and take us home. Now, let me just stop right there. I have met people in the Bigfoot world that honestly are more like family than some people I've known my whole life that would shirt off the back will come flat out save your ass. I was going to have my wife come down and get us, but that would have been 5 hours for her coming down and then 5 hours back. And then we would have to turn around and do it again on Friday, which I did on Friday. Had to go back down to Sevierville, Tennessee, pay a couple $1,000, get my truck and drive home. And then as soon as I got home, turned the truck off for an hour. It ran fine the whole way home. Turned the truck off for an hour, went to go take off the trash and go to the grocery store, and the check engine light comes on again. And I ain't taking it 5 hours back to Sevierville, Tennessee. Hold on, we're gonna get to that. That's a whole story on its own.
Thank you, Diane.
So
Come
we
on
went
now,
down
y'all know Toyotas.
We went down
Come
Thursday
on,
night, drove back Friday, and then the truck is still not right. $2,000 later, and missing the chance to get to see everybody and hang out with them. But what did happen is Misty came down and got Anthony and I, and then drove us all the way home. And in the process, we stopped by and got to see the she shed. I got to meet JR. We got to see Sherry's place, who incidentally, Mark Newbill was at Sherry's house going bear hunting, but they weren't there whenever we stopped by. So I left a note on Mark's car saying, fuck you. But anyway, and then she drove us all the way home, y'all, and then turned around and drove back 3.5 hours by herself.
4 hours from Anthony's. I got home about 2 o'clock that morning. I had to sit in traffic. Y'all told me was going to be gone when I got there.
It should have been gone. It should have been gone. It should have been gone.
Well, it wasn't, but it's fine. And had to plug a tire before I came and got yins. My husband, we had a nail in the tire and had to plug it before I ever even left the house. It's been a weird week.
Weird. That's and then after, like, on top of all this, I am in such a foul mood because I've got to go back down to Tennessee and get my truck and pay all this money and everything, and still didn't get to go see my friends. So I am not a happy camper. Anthony is like, why don't we go camping up here? You know, I'll just come get you and we'll go camping and everything. So we went one night, and we went to a place near Fincastle, Virginia, which is out in the boonies. And y'all probably saw the clips on the Facebook page and everything. We cooked steak straight on the coals. We had a good time, and I actually forgot about all my crap until the next morning, whenever we had to get up and go down to Tennessee and get the truck and drive it all the way back. But anyway, while we were there, so my recorder, the batteries were dead. Twan gave me brand new batteries to put in the recorder. We turned it on. I did my little thing where I said, it's this day at this time. We're at this location. Set it down on the table that we had setting out. And then we commenced to drinking and smoking cigars and cooking and building a fire and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, my recorder shut off for no apparent reason. I don't know why, but it shut off after 4 hours and 43 minutes. When it shut off, there was about a 10-minute gap that I did not get recorded. So from the time I turned it on, when he gave me the brand new batteries, it shut off. I realized it was off and turned it back on. But the 10 minutes in between there, Anthony decided to knock on a damn tree. And he said, what do you think about what? Go ahead.
Well, we threw the kitchen sink at everything because in that area, they do not respond. They do not. We've been out there all crazy times. But anyway, I was like, I just shot from the hip, and he's talking, and I grabbed the log. I was like, I'm gonna hit this, and he's giving me hell. I was like, they ain't gonna do nothing, you know, whatever. And I just 3 times, pop, 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 and then like as soon as I did it, I mean like a second, pop, pop, right back, and we look at each other and we high five. He's like, whoa, wait a minute, there's a voice in there too, and I was like, I don't know, man. I was so happy that we got something, you know, some type of type of interchange of some sorts. But anyway, that was crazy. I was like high five, and we're like, yeah, it's not a wasted trip.
And then we walk over, and the recorder is not going.
Yeah,
there's like 10 minutes where the recorder was not going. I'm like, what in the hell?
What?
So we found an Amish market out there in the middle of Fincastle that sells killer sandwiches, so that was a good thing.
Oh my god!
And we had steak. We had steak on the coals, and I guess the boogers felt bad for my situation. They decided to vocalize that night.
Steak smelled good.
Now I'll show y'all this too, because I just found this literally like 2 hours ago. You have to forgive me. I couldn't really edit the beginning and end of the video. So you're going to see like my PC screen where I'm doing OSB to be able to video my computer screen. But this was another vocal that I just found a couple hours ago, because today I was still finishing listening to the audio from that night. And there are 2 percussive, it sounds like, I guess they're knocks. They look like knocks, but it's really hard to tell with that kind of stuff. And there is a very small vocal in between. So you're going to hear a pow, then a whoo, pow. Okay? So just bear with me. It plays a couple times. And yes, that's me snoring in the background. The recorder was only about 10 feet away.
And I had to hear that.
That's what happened this week. Now, the whole ride back with Squirrel, that's like its own story. But before we get going there, Greg, how did
I tried to get him to do a live.
No, we were not doing it live because she was going to yell sin while we were doing live.
That was funny. I don't care who you are.
That was funny. Oh, sin.
Sin.
Don't ask. Don't ask.
Y'all should have went live on the trip back. Yeah.
I tried to get him to.
No.
So great.
It's fun to ride in the car for 4 hours with. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I mean, I pictured y'all like riding down the road singing that 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
We never even turned the radio on. We just
Man.
Shut it, Mark.
Shut it. Got me out of the house and got them home, and
that's why I didn't
said, "Is that a bear?" He goes, "That's me."
I'm sorry.
So, House, how did, I mean, Roger, I saw some photos of tracks that they found that are clearly, I mean, that's a track.
Yeah, it was a footprint. I I drove them down here down to the river, down to the water in my Jeep. And I was just sitting there in the Jeep because, I'm on crutches for a while. And they went down on the bank and kind of turned around and got out of sight. And they come back and they had found some footprints. I mean, they're not like great big anything. So, we don't know what made them, but it's something barefooted this time of year. And this is private property. They got to get on my land to get down there. And it's like right now, I mean, I've been crippled up for nearly 2 years after I broke my leg in 7 places. And then I got back to work and hadn't tended to my land. So, yeah, there's not really supposed to be anybody down there. And as far as I know, probably hadn't. But anyway, they had some 5-toed tracks and found right there at the bank. And really where it was, anybody that looked at the pictures that we'd posted before where Sherry and Misty and them, when they were here back in September, that's where they were in the kayaks and, going kayaking. But now since they've drained the lake down where these footprints was when Misty and them were here, that they would have been underneath the water then. So, I mean, the lake's gone way down or the river and, but they found it. And Joe went down there. I carried him down there a day or so later. We went out there the next day in my Jeep. He walked down and looked at it. And the funny thing was Joe, he had to go out of sight. And I'm sitting there in the Jeep and he come back. And he was grumbling and mumbling. And he said, "Dadgummit, sabotaged me. That's slick down there." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Man, that sand, that mud, whatever." He said, "My feet flew up under me and down I went." He said, "Man down." He's like, "I hit the ground hard." He said, "I got mud all over me." He said, "That looked like I've been wallowing around down there with a hog or something." And I started laughing. I said, "Did it look like something else that fell around there?" He said, "Yeah, there's a big mark down there." I said, "That's where Pate and Roger's boy have done the same thing." I said, "Apparently y'all must have fell by the same spot." But yeah, I mean, they found footprint or multiples or something. I'm really not sure. I mean, it didn't surprise me at all. And I'd probably been more surprised if they hadn't found something.
Right.
It was deep too. They sent me a picture of it where they had used the LiDAR to scan it.
Yeah. And it was deep for not being that big. Mm-hmm. It don't look that big, and the curvature of it is not normal either. But
there's no toenails. Like a bear would have left toenails. Being that deep of mud. You know what I mean? Anything would have. There was no. I mean, it was something, human or bipedal one to leave the kind of track that it left, and it probably weighed several hundred pounds to be that deep.
Had to. Yep. Had to. Oh, but man, we just had a ball. I mean, other than Spencer and Anthony, like George No Show Jones, the original Possum, George, he'd have a concert scheduled. He just wouldn't make it. So, I mean, I think we kind of got the new Possum. We got him labeled right because he's, he's trying. He just ain't got here. So, y'all have to excuse me a minute. I forgot to take my medication. It just dawned on me. But yeah, they need a LiDAR of Joe's rump print down there. I don't know, Joe. You think that'd be a deep impression or what?
It's the next Skookum cast. So how was it getting to meet like Flat Rock and Parker and?
Well, see now in September, like when Misty and Sherry and Donna and Mr. Jim and everybody, they were here and left like on Saturday going home. Well, then like the following Monday or Tuesday, Joe and Miss Pat, Blue Eye Northern, they were going to Flat Rock. So they come by here and stayed 2 days. Then they went to Mark Green's and then went to Flat Rocks. So they actually got here back in September and stayed a couple of days with me. So this time, Joe, he came back because he's going to meet Spencer and Anthony and everybody. And, he just Spencer didn't get the show, but we had a good time, man. I enjoyed, first time I got to meet Roger and Peyton and finally got to meet the infamous Flat Rock in person. And that was, man, we had a ball. We just did. We just everybody, I mean, y'all, we blessed with good folks, been around good folks.
I'll say that. Hey, did you get them all to sign the Bigfoot?
I did. If I could hold this camera up there.
Yeah.
Somebody over there on the thumb on that thing. On its hand over there, it says Spencer sucks. So I guess that'll be here to you come erase it.
Yeah, well,
It wasn't me. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that. That's a solid. I mean, that thing's like, you know, 1/8 inch thick aluminum. That thing's heavy, but that's what Alan does it where he works. He makes that. They make all kind of stuff out of aluminum. But if you see all the names on it, that's where all my Bigfooting folks is. All my buddies that showed up. If you get to come here, one of my Bigfooting friends, you show up to the man cave. Everybody gets to autograph that, y'all. I mean,
show that again. Hold on, show it again.
All right, hold on.
There we go.
Oh, don't tear something up. Hard to see. Y'all can see it, but see over there where it's on the thumb, where it's right on the thumb.
Yeah,
That actually says this Spencer sucks. But yeah, I mean, I've got like, you know, I mean, Roger and Peyton and Miss Pat and Joe Parker and Mark Noble and Coonbo. You know, golly, got them all. Since my baby girl, even though she's here every day, since she's now famous, she's a moderator on here. Abby had to get up there and put her John Herbie Hancock on there.
I'm glad.
Yep.
I'm glad.
She's a Bigfoot hunter too. Hey, she's a member of the group.
She is official member of the SAS group. So
Yeah.
and Miss Sherry sent her that. I'm telling y'all, Miss Sherry that sent her that hoodie. Oh my God, she's been wearing it instead of wearing a jacket to school. It don't matter what shirt she wears to school, she's wearing that hoodie because it's got the Bigfoot on it right here, and it says SAS, and on the back it says the Southern Appalachian Sasquatch Seeker. Oh my God, I think she is. She just can't wait every day for somebody to ask her what that means, so she can tell them that she's an official member.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Whenever we have a meet and greet, I'm going to set up a little table for Abby by herself where she can just sign autographs at $5 a piece.
Y'all, her and Joe Parker's like this now. I'm talking about they like peas and carrots. And Abby out here on the porch, she like gravitated to Flat Rock. I got some pictures. Flat Rock was sitting there at the end of the picnic table talking to Flat Rock, and Abby was just like glued. Everything that Flat Rock said, she was just eating it up. He was telling her this and what to listen for. So I mean, we always had a ball. I mean, I had the most fun, and you know, I've been kind of down out. I can't do nothing. You know, I'm limping around waiting on ankle surgery, and you know, it's just all the people showing up here just every few weeks, hanging out with me, and it's kept my mind off of it. Because I mean, let's face it, man, you talk about going stir crazy. It's horrible.
Yeah. Tell me about that jambalaya.
Oh my gosh.
Describe it in detail.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I love jambalaya. I'm a fan anyway, but if that wasn't the best I've ever ate, that was in the top two. But yeah, man, it had chicken, it had some type of sausage, like Cajun sausage.
Andouille.
Well, I don't know if you'd actually call it andouille, but it was something. It was made local where Joe lives.
They told me about that. Yeah.
Oh, that stuff would run a damn car if it wouldn't stop up the carburetor.
Parker, what's the name of that smoked sausage? I forget. I know you told me about it, but I can't remember. So
it was good, dude. I mean, it was very good. She said Miss Pat sent enough stuff to feed 12 people for 2 weeks. She sent all kind of food, man. She sent some type of pasta salad stuff that we forgot about. It stayed in the cooler on ice, and Joe's like, I guess I'll carry that back home. I said, well, he's like, it'll get eaten. So, but yeah, she sent all kind of stuff. Down home sausage. But now I carried Joe around. I showed him some of my pieces of property. We went over here to where I hunt, and I carried him down to my place, the lake, my other property at the lake where I got my big rock bluff. I think Joe was about as impressed with the big rock bluff as it was any place we went. So he's come up with a plan on that. I need to take some of the big rocks that's in under that bluff and wall it up and just make like a subterranean cabin or something. And it would be cool, man. You're talking about they'd probably be like 2,000 square foot underneath that. It'd be like a cathedral cavern. But yeah, it would be cool to seal that thing off.
So Squirrel, how was your
Yes.
ride home? How was your ride home?
I told you I enjoy riding by myself. I had radio on. I was just jamming out, and
Was you singing?
oh yeah, I was hoarse by the time I got home. I can't carry a tune in a bucket, y'all, but when I'm by myself, it don't matter.
Right.
Almost went over somebody because they were going too slow in the passing lane.
No, but I tell you what, now about shit, I seen a big old freaking trophy deer standing on the side of the road coming back that I was worried to death was going to run out in front of me before I got past it.
Yeah.
It was a big one.
Yeah,
I ain't kidding. I liked it though. I like riding by myself. It's just like the trips to Alabama when I go. It's what, 5.5, going on 6 hours, I guess, by the time I make a few stops. I just turn the GPS on and crank the radio up and have at it, and just I drive a little fast. I probably shouldn't, but I had Spencer and Anthony a little worried. JR done told him that's brave.
I want, and JR let us take his Jeep. Which was very nice of him.
You do.
I can't think.
Misty, if Misty hadn't carried y'all home, y'all two would have been both on the side of the damn road with your like your pants leg up with your thumb out, showing leg.
They was hot when I got there, and you know me, y'all. First thing I'm gonna do, Anthony's back here going, no. Shit. Spencer goes to get in. I go, didn't you just buy a brand new truck?
Yeah.
Anthony's going,
Like, no, not the time.
I can see smoke already coming out of Spencer's ears. It's so damn funny.
Oh,
It's fine.
Oh, and why I did not take that brand new truck. Oh my God. Anyway,
I mean, it could have broke down too. You never know. New trucks nowadays ain't made like they were back then. So
shut up.
I'm just saying, I had a brand new but on the side of the road. It was some type of air sensor. I mean,
anyway.
Sorry.
So, hey, Squirrel, where'd she go? Damn. She just leaves. I want to ask y'all, whenever she gets back, hold on, I gotta know the answer to this. We stopped at Arby's to get something to eat. And I wanted to buy Misty's food, and she ran in there and got it before we got over there. But she got 2 combos. And I was like, oh, she's going to take JR home something to eat after she gets back. I was like, is that one for JR? She said, no, I'm going to eat that on the way back. I was wondering, did you stop and eat it on the way home?
I didn't, but I ate it when I got home. It and my cookie.
Yeah. She got home. She wasn't too damn tired because she texted me for about 2 hours. And she was texting me pictures. She's like, I'm so starving. I've ate like a damn 16-year-old boy. Da. And she texted me pictures of damn sandwiches big. I was like, oh my God. She's like, I done ate another one.
I ate one while we was sitting at Arby's and put the rest of it in the bag. And he's like, oh, you taking JR something? No, I'm 4 hours away. This is mine.
Oh my gosh.
I may get hungry.
Y'all, I'm telling you.
Because I didn't want to put 1,000 miles on the brand new truck. And I know that's stupid as hell, but whatever.
You don't drive it. They don't drive it
You'll
regular.
drive it
You don't drive it on special trips either. Are you gonna do it like these old guys that they find that they're like 90 years old and they got like a 1982 Chevrolet
miles on it? Yeah,
it's got 11 miles.
Yes, talk all the shit you want. Hey, I'll be back in 1 second. I got to put the dogs out.
Oh.
We love you.
All right, Squirrel. Tell everybody while he's talking about dogs. Tell everybody about your surgical procedures on your dog.
No, I ain't doing that.
Anyway,
I ain't sharing that.
her best bear dog's been in a bad way, and she's been nursing him back to health, and that's what she's been tied up with.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like procedure, like get down.
I'm just saying we ain't breaking out the razor blade and alcohol.
No doubt. No, I didn't mean like go into great detail. I'm just talking about you gonna tell me my dog got like this growth and I had to take it, remove it, and he's getting that better. No, I wasn't like you didn't have to go into the Greg story of it. You know, you could just roundabout.
Yeah, no, he's doing good though. Actually, he's walking on it. First thing he done when I got him out, he thought I was getting ready to load him up in the truck. He got the pull and went straight over to where I always load the dogs. So
Wow,
he'll be out for this year, but he's got to feel better. He had a big old what they said it was cancer. I don't believe it was. It could have been just like non-benign or something, I guess, but it was like a lumpy fatty tumor that he had come up on his ankle.
so I mean, was this like a pound and a half skin tag, basically? I mean, what was it?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It was. Yeah, it was nasty.
Wow.
They said it'll come back though. I mean, everybody that's ever had them removed, they say they come back.
Yeah.
Some kind of just like growth that he's got. His daddy had a small one, but it never got big. It literally, it always looked like a tick.
Huh.
I guess like a little skin tag.
Wow. What you need to do if he's that good a dog, you need to find a good female to breed him with, and that way you can keep some of that stock.
Well, he's actually out of Jim and Sherry's bear dog. He's got some good bloodline, that's for sure. But sorry, I was trying to catch up on the comment. I don't think we'll be hunting much longer, just to be honest. They're trying to cut it out. People's been buying where we hunt the land, just buying it up like crazy. And you go on anybody's land to get your dogs, which anybody that hunts knows you can go get your dogs and shit, even if you got to call a game warden. But
Yeah.
it's becoming such a headache anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't care. Even if he don't get to hunt, he's got to feel better. So,
Man, we
but
should.
yeah,
I could have included a picture of that bear that Mark got. That was right impressive.
Yeah, he said it was about 300 pounds.
He got the whole experience, y'all. He literally got to, if I'm not mistaken, I think him and Sherry's the one that actually found the track and walked the dogs and turned loose on it and had everybody else pack. And he got to literally start the dogs, tree the bear, go in, shoot it, drag it out, and take it, weigh it, clean it, skin it, all that. Like he got from start to finish. So, oh yeah.
Where is it? There it is. Anyway, that's the best I can do right
I'm on
now.
the dog box with it, and Sherry's sitting there after they get it into the clubhouse.
I love that picture where he's sitting on where he's sitting on the dog box back there with the bear. I'm not kidding you. First thing popped in my head is I wish maybe he had one of those damn elf on the shelf and it was dressed up just like him, because elf on the shelf with his feet dangling. Yeah, the bear hunting elf on the shelf. But y'all, that's awesome. I'm so envious. My goodness, y'all, it's unreal. I know he told me, he was messaging me back and forth. He said that he's going to tan the hide himself. He said it was going to cost so much to have it done, and he was pretty sure he could do it himself. So that's what he was going to do. And that's going to be a lot of work, but that'd be pretty cool. I mean, if you could do it yourself, and that would be nice. And he said that from what Sherry told him, that the way I understood him now, and I may be getting this wrong, but I don't think I am. He said that the thing hadn't really put on its winter fat yet, and said that the bear could have probably even been on up close to 500 pounds if it had all the fat put on it. He said
it definitely got bigger. Yeah. It was still feeding, getting ready to hibernate, but
yeah,
it was a good bear. I mean, they had only been running stuff around about 150, 175. So they knew there was big ones in there. They just wasn't coming in. They weren't jumping them up.
Yeah.
Hey, Janelle.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Greg.
We're gonna have to look. What we're gonna if we have to go ahead right now and rent you a vehicle for our meet and greet. Right now, we need to start planning. We got it. We don't want none of this damn no.
We already talked about that, Greg.
I think this time I might take the new truck.
Yeah. We don't want.
I don't know.
No.
There's a part of my head that says after I get my work truck fixed, I might drive that again just to push the envelope.
Oh no. Anthony, you might have to drive. You'll have to drive and ride with you.
Mine ain't no younger.
I know why you didn't want to ride your truck because your tag, what it says on your tag, it must not.
Oh my God! Don't even start, house.
Well,
Don't
hey,
start.
You gotta look at the Tennessee tags too.
Really? What do they say?
I can't remember off the top, but it's something about
Volunteer,
serving.
state first to volunteer.
Yeah, volunteers.
We just want to know what they're first in line to volunteer for.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
The thing about Alabama for years used to say, it's Sweet Home Alabama or either Heart of Dixie. It had Heart of Dixie for forever, and golly, but if you got something that's cool, makes sense, you can't keep that long.
Well, I'd take either of those, but damn, Virginia is for lovers, and then he and I show up in the same vehicle. That's just asking.
Sleeping.
That's just asking.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, that'll give you a complex.
It was bad. I could have throat punched Larry Porch for pointing that out in front of everybody.
That's the first thing I said when we passed the sign.
Yeah. Gay ass Virginia.
Wow.
It's for lovers.
Yeah, if you get a bear rug like that, dadgum, you can't put it on the floor for a rug.
Damn.
Yeah, if I had a bear rug that cost that, first person stepped on it, I'd slap them.
Right. It's not really a rug. It's not really a rug.
Look here. Yeah. Yeah, that's like having a new truck, but it's really not a truck that you're going to drive. That's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just for eye candy, Greg. You're not really supposed to use that.
Yeah. And the show's over. That's it. Thanks for showing up, y'all.
But man, I just hate so bad that y'all didn't make it. And I swear, dude, it's like, it's like every time I try to plan something goes haywire, which I'm kind of used to it. My life's kind of been that way forever. So,
and then I thought Greg had a brilliant idea talking to him because I'm up here complaining. Oh, and in this whole process, let me say this: I have a iPhone 13 Pro Max, right? I guess it's not the newest hotness on the market, but it's pretty new. It's only about a year old, right? So something happened with my phone, don't know what, and it just stopped letting me receive text to anybody that has Android. At least I thought. And then I get on the phone. I'm on the phone with Apple and on the phone with my carrier and all this stuff, and they're trying to figure it out. Well, my phone was still busted, not working right while we were broke down in the middle out there. And Greg has an iPhone or a Android, and I'm trying to communicate with him and can't get through to him. Can't get through with like Roger Williams or anything or Joe Parker. Like it would not. And then I was trying to call places, like call people and let them know what was going on. It just wouldn't go through. And I'm trying to search like rental car locations and it kept freezing up. I'm telling you, we spent like 3 hours in the parking lot of this garage, this gravel, tiny little backwoods garage, just out there with no way to get anywhere. But like I said about the rental car thing, and this is pertinent information. Everybody should know this. You cannot just get one and rent and go one way now and drop it off. Well, we didn't know. They just kept telling us that they didn't have any available for us to do that. They didn't say, no, we don't do that anymore. And then Greg was like, well, what are you going to do coming back down there? He was like, you could just get you a rental car, drive down there, drop it off, pick up your truck after it's fixed, and go back home. Got back up here to Virginia, called around. They're like, no, we don't do that, period, at all anymore. Called Ryder up here. They're like, nope, you got to schedule like weeks ahead of time. The little pickup trucks, which are only like $20 a day, those got to go back to the locations that you get them from because there's such a high demand for it and everything. The whole thing was just a cluster, you know what, but I see Abby's in the chat. Spencer just, what is she saying? Just doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Like, how about you not showing up here? You just didn't want to talk to anybody.
Calm it down, Tiny. Anyway. And all he's done is complain. Go away, Ray. Go away. Put
a dress on him.
Oh God.
Abby, do your
hilarious.
job. Bounce Ray from the chat. Abby, hit her with like a 30-minute timeout. Take her out of here.
No, don't do that, Abby.
I'm gonna take that blue wrench away, Abby. Take her out for 30 minutes.
I'll give it back.
What are you doing? You're letting me down.
Yeah, I'm fixing to have to. Here in just a moment, I'm gonna have to jump off this computer and I'll get back on my phone. But I'm fixing to haul the deer slayer and go put them in the shooting house. So we'll probably be going.
Wanda.
Hey,
We'll be going.
hey, Misty.
Y'all can see them getting in the shooting house and all that stuff. If they'd listened to me yesterday and got in the right shooting house, she could have killed her a 5-point yesterday because
it was her idea.
It's her idea.
I asked her which shooting house you want to go into.
Yeah, they don't.
All right, you wasn't meant to have that one. You're gonna get a better one.
She probably will. Knowing her, she
Probably will. Yes, go smoke a big one, Abby.
Say she got her. Look here.
I see that. I love it.
Yeah. Look at
I'm
that.
glad you like it. I'm glad to have you.
Oh boy, I'm telling you, she's proud of that, ain't she?
Yes, it's really comfy.
Good and comfy. Yeah. And kids at school ask you about it.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you tell them?
I told them it was official and they can't get it nowhere else.
Official, they can't get one nowhere else. That's right. You got to be in there to get one of them shirts, don't you?
Wow, really, Janelle? Good.
Man.
Our rifle season just came in, and I've been busy dealing with all this stuff. Haven't even got my ass in the woods yet. Well, y'all, hey, Abby and Wanda, good luck. Go get them. And I think Greg's going to be live, for a little bit from there. So maybe you get lucky and drop one while we're all watching.
Yeah, as long as y'all gonna be up for a little bit, I'm on. As soon as we get out here and get the Jeep, it'll take us 10, 15 minutes. I'll be back on.
Yeah.
Try to get some. I'll hold the phone up so y'all can see them.
You're going to that big field, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna let them go get y'all yesterday. I mean, me on crutches, I can't climb to get up in the stand. So I just pulled my pickup in the woods behind the stand. Just sitting there, rolled the window down. I'm just sitting in the truck, letting them hunt the other field. And I looked up about 4:30. This buck was walking across the field coming to me. He walked up within about 60 feet, which I'm pulled behind some bushes and stuff. But he would like lean and look, and he knew something wasn't right. But, I was being still and wasn't making any racket. He'd come up there and eat, and then he'd walk around and look at me. He never did spook. He just finally walked on off. But if she'd been in the shooting house, he wouldn't have been probably 50, 60 feet at one time from where she'd have been sitting. So,
Abby, get her out of here.
You're going to say it. That's going to sound really bad.
No doubt. Smells a little bad.
Mark, I don't know. Spencer likes to threaten me. You lie, Ray. Ray, look at her. I love her and hate her at the same time. She's such a punk ass. And yes, she is an old crow.
All right, guys, give us just a little bit. I'm gonna shut this thing down, and I'll jump back on the phone here in just a little bit. So,
all right, we'll catch you in a few minutes. Good luck, Abby and Wanda.
Have fun. Y'all be careful.
Yep, be safe.
Ah.
let's see if I can get this thing shut down. Okay.
Gary. Well, anyway, so Anthony,
Yes,
you
sir.
have anything to add to the whole story? We did get to go to Bucky's again. I mean,
We did.
So there's that.
So that was quite an adventure. Getting broke down, finding out that you can't find nothing with a 100-yard radius or 100 miles, radius. Calling everybody in our neck of the woods were like, "No, we can't help you out." Jamie's wife was Spencer's wife was the only one that was going to be able to help us out, and then Squirrel shows up, and I was like,
"Squirrel
really?"
To the
and
Squirrel's world.
Squirrel to the rescue, and I was like, "Good Lord!" I was like, "How many people do that?" I mean, you just think about it, and that just goes to show you in our group, you know, that goes waves in my book, above and beyond for somebody to help you out. I mean, I was like, no way. But anyway, we got to hang out and look at some stuff and sightseeing and all that, and then come back, and it was like you got that bad taste in your mouth for a day. Like, man, and they're popping up pictures on their Facebook and whatever pages, and you're like, I wish I could be there. And then I just called Spencer. I was like, I got a feeling, let's go here. We're just gonna do it. I'll come get you. I don't care. We're gonna make it happen. And we'll get out to that area, and me and him camped there, but that area I go back to when I was like a kid, like 15, like hunting and whatnot. So it's sentimental to me for like people who's passed away, pawpaw and uncles and stuff like that. And anyway, there's should I tell them about the spooky area?
Sure.
So where me and Spencer first met, and we camped with a bunch of friends down there, there's an area I didn't even know. I've been there for a while, and we went there and camped, and there is an area down there that I don't know how to tell you. At nighttime, it is creepy. Your hair stands up on the back of your head. And also right across from that campsite, which is really weird. I don't know why somebody would do this, but I think a baby passed away, and they loved that area so much that they took the ash, left the note. And I think Spencer a long time ago found the note. Again,
I didn't know if it was me. Anthony, you're cutting out.
I think it's Anthony. Hey, you froze up. You're going to have to get out and get back in. All right. Well, he can get back on in a minute.
Yeah, he still froze up. Well, I got to meet Misty, Anthony's wife, for the first time. She is so sweet. I'd have loved to have been able to actually stay and talk to her for a little while, but can you even hear me, or are you just staring at Anthony?
I'm trying to figure out if I can hit something down here that'll
You can't.
redo it.
He's going to have to go out. You got to bring him in, though, so he can hear you. Anthony,
Yeah.
Go out and come back in.
Hold on, I'll just text him real quick. Yes, sir. Watch, this is how I text people, yo. Hey, stupid, leave the studio and come back in.
Send.
We got, okay, so now it's just you and I. We got to talk about the car ride.
That was funny.
So Squirrel wants to go live. She's like, this will be fun. We're just talking the whole time. We talked.
No, start out telling the whole story. Like, literally, I'm driving. I'm trying to send JR a text, and I never use Siri because she can't understand me. but I'm going to try it. So here I'm like texting JR, and Spencer thinks he's being funny, and he's over here just like saying all kinds of crap, and it all jumbles together into this text. And Anthony's like, you may want to double check that and see, because that probably ain't going to say much of nothing. I said, that's all right, send. So that's how that got started. He started it.
But then because we're in a Jeep, hold on, let me add him back.
I got him.
Why ain't he adding? There it is. Okay. But then, you there? Did he freeze up again?
Yeah. You're
What
not
are
getting
you
good
doing?
signal.
Weird.
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
You're
there
there.
you are.
I don't know what's going on.
Hold the phone right there. Just use your hand the rest of the show. Hold the phone. So then we're in JR. So what happened was Misty is texting JR, just like telling him where we're at and everything.
But we was going to
And-
come by the house, my house.
Yeah. And in the background, I forget what I said, but she's using talk to text. So I jumped in there and said, Misty, stop it, or something like that.
No.
I forget what I said. It was probably way worse than that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
anyway, and she's like, he ain't going to care. He's, because JR is awesome. He's got a great sense of humor. But anyway, so then we were talking like as we're going up the road, as we're going up the highway, we're in the Jeep, and the Jeep is kind of, Jeep is kind of a tighter vehicle. And she's driving, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and like at one point we hit a bump or something, and my hand like hit her leg. And Misty goes, "Oh, sin." And
Yep.
You was trying to get, it's the cup holders, the way they sit in between the seat.
Yeah.
He was trying to get the cup out of the cup holder, but it was funny because then I started say he was like trying to, I guess, text Jamie or something, and
Yes.
and I said, you're lucky I'm nice. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, after what you just did to me talking to JR, I said, you're lucky I didn't just say all kinds of shit and then go send.
And that's why we didn't go live, because Misty's over there threatening that like we're gonna go live and I'm just gonna cause shit in your world. But
That's
anyway,
not true.
yes, you were.
I thought it would be fun. You guys would have enjoyed the car ride, right?
Oh,
Yes,
we did
you were.
enjoy the car ride. We did enjoy the car ride.
It was entertaining.
Was it not fun? I mean,
It was.
I would make an awesome Uber driver, y'all. Just saying.
You probably would. You probably would. Except for I've seen you drive, and I'm not sure a lot of people would care for your version of driving.
60 to 90 is scary.
Oh God, we won't even talk about whatever. They're like, you better slow down. There's going to be police over there. No,
No.
it's all right.
And then we were passing. Then as we got close to Roanoke, so I got out at Anthony's house, and then my wife came and picked me up here. Misty met Misty, Anthony's wife. Anthony's wife's name is Misty, and interestingly, her mom's name is Sherry, just like Misty's aunt's name is Sherry. Didn't you say their middle names
Yep,
are
Lynn.
the same too?
Yes, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, that traffic, all the traffic that we passed at Blacksburg, right there at Virginia Tech. So that's a busy area. And Skinny Pedal. Yes, Misty found the Skinny Pedal, Mark, and she had no problem hitting that damn thing the whole way.
Yeah.
And JR, if you end up going back and watching this show, you might need to change the oil, because she'll hit that thing up to 4,000 RPMs in a heartbeat.
Y'all, I'm really not that bad of a driver. Like, I'm a good driver. I do drive just air fast. Not bad. I keep up with traffic.
She puts road rage in the new category.
You keep up with traffic?
Yeah, the fast ones. Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't complain. She picked our ass up in the middle of Tennessee and drove us all the way.
It was going to be late getting home. I mean, no kidding. Like, we stopped. The longest stop we made was when we stopped and ate And we was probably in there 15 minutes, if that. I mean, we scarfed down our food, got in the car. Other than that, we stopped and got gas when we had to. Use the bathroom, jumped straight back in the vehicle.
Yep.
I said hi to Misty. They unloaded their stuff. And I started driving back, and I still didn't get home till almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I knew it was going to be a long drive. So, I mean, I was just trying to get there and get back.
Well, the traffic up at Blacksburg, that was like 3-mile long traffic jam. Really, in all honesty, it's like that a lot, like right at, between like 5 and 9 o'clock. But normally it's gone. And I was like, oh, that'll be gone whenever she goes back through. And she's driving, and like we're driving for miles. And she's like, that's a lot of traffic, y'all. And I'm like, I'll be gone. That'll be gone. Don't worry about it. We're here now. That'll be gone.
Yeah, it was.
And then she came back and got stuck in it.
I didn't care. I think the people sitting beside me didn't care either. They seen me over there singing and dancing. I had the windows down and blasting some AC/DC, I believe, most of the time while I was sitting there.
There you go. Yeah, well, Mark Green,
I'll never get bored.
For those of y'all that have never been to Alabama, especially right there around Mark Green, let me tell you something. I think all of them down there, they get their damn driver's license. You must have to go to Talladega Motor Speedway and like qualify there, because the way that their roads are set up is kind of crazy. But Mark will pull out there in the traffic and stomp on it, get over there in the middle, and and then wait. And as soon as there's an opening, like cut back going the other way, because you got to go down and like around in that crazy area down there. And now Mark, he'll get it right in there. But other than that, Mark might need to speed
Mark
up.
Green drives just fine, y'all. Don't let him lie. The reason he's saying that is because it was a trip that it was me, him, Rebecca riding together, and we were laughing so freaking hard. I'm laid over in the back seat dying, plumb up on sister, just cackling. Mark's crying, and then all of a sudden Rebecca will just start throwing in a giggle, and then it gets you laughing again.
Y'all,
so he was getting distracted.
If we had recorded video of being in those cars while we were going back to Coombo's, and Greg talking all the shit he was talking, because Greg came up with the skinny pedal thing. But Greg talking about that, and Misty's riding with Mark and Rebecca, and then back there, and I'm texting them going, hit that skinny pedal. I'm like, the one on the right. And then they're going like, what the hell is he talking about? And then they figured it out. And Mark Green, if you ever met Mark in person, he's a living saint. Rebecca's on here. She's going to correct me on that one. But anyway, he's one of the nicest people ever. And he's like, that asshole, that little asshole. And then Rebecca started laughing.
Then he apologized, is what's so funny. Like, that's how nice he is. He called him an asshole. And then he's like, I'm sorry, Spencer. Don't apologize, Mark. That ain't how this works.
Hey, look, it was for the best that you rode with them while Mark was driving versus Mark riding with you while you were driving. Because if Mark ever rode with you while you're driving, he'd have a heart attack, sure enough. He is.
With me, I do just fine.
He is. Garden Queen getting all up about it. Living saint. Anyway, so Twan, what about whenever we went camping? Like, talk about the cooking the steak. Talk about the Amish sandwich shop. That was awesome.
So we got to this Amish shop. I was like, hey man, we gotta try this place out. I've never ate there, but I've heard about it. And he was like, if it's really good, we gotta stop. So
that's why I said living saint, Ray. That's why I said living saint. Calm down.
Golly. Anyway, so we stopped and got Kroger's. We thought we was going to get sandwiches there and some steak or whatever. And I was like, we got to try this place out. So we stopped there, and I was like in awe because they had like everything's like homegrown there, every farmed, everything, processed meat, all that stuff. And they had sandwiches, and I was like, put my order in, And dude, I got a picture. The sandwich.
You got a picture?
Yeah, I got a picture. The sandwich was like this big. I took a picture of my sandwich.
He took a picture of the sandwich.
Huh?
He took a picture of the sandwich, y'all.
I did. It was impressive. And
You leave him alone. I always take pictures of what I'm eating and show it.
Normally, it's in your mouth while you're chewing it when you show it.
No,
but I still show it.
It was good. And then we found like grandma's apple and blueberry turnovers and whatnot. So we had to go back. I'm sorry, I had to take the picture.
We had to go back.
we
did go back.
Yeah, Roger, you want the link? Roger asked how long we was going to be on. He may be wanting a link.
He's trying to get away from his in-laws at this point. I've already sent him a link. Roger, I sent you a link. Keep going, Twan.
I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, so I sent a group text to Spencer's wife and my wife and everybody. And they're like, oh, they started giving us heck because they're like, hey, you got to go back and get some food for us. And they were talking about they wanted the cobbler, apple cobbler, and all this other stuff, blueberry, cherry. And we was all laughing. But anyway, that sandwich was awesome. It was really good. They had some type of nacho spicy chips I've never had. That was really good. I had some type of cherry cream soda drink that they made. That was really good. And the turnovers were really good when we got home and ate them when we could. So,
hold on one sec. Greg, you've got your microphone muted if you don't know that. And I just had some kind of pop up that says Google Chrome is having a hard time. Can you say something, House?
Yeah, I had it muted because we was about to turn in. There's just much road noise in this glorious Jeep.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to see what I got to do to flip my camera around. I don't know. Turn my phone.
No.
I don't know what she's got me doing. Boy, she's coming up with these ideas. Y'all bear with us.
I thought you rolled over for a minute.
Oh, no.
Hey, yeah.
You gonna
Abby, turn the phone.
Figure out how to flip that camera. Anthony.
I don't know how to work this.
Just turn the whole phone sideways. Keep turning it all the way. There you go.
I got it. 651.
Well, no, I wasn't what I was going to do. I was going to flip it
He
where
was
they
trying
could
to
see
flip
it.
Yeah.
Well, we was like, hold on. No.
Oh, that little thing.
Well, here.
Welcome to Woodwalkers. We do on the spot production. On the spot. So, Twan, keep going. Talk about the steaks.
Oh man, so we got like what was it? A Kroger's brand marinade? For the steaks?
No, it wasn't a Kroger's. It wasn't a Kroger's. I forget what it was called.
Anyway, we married them dudes, and we threw them on the coals. And I'm gonna tell you what, it was like a sweet, tangy. You didn't have to have no steak sauce. That stuff was good. It was killer. I loved it. I have to get me some more.
We cooked them on the coals.
Yeah, we did.
Which we've done that a bunch, but I'm saying you're supposed to talk about that part.
Well,
the sweet, tangy. Oh, it was so good. Nobody cares about that part.
Why not? You don't want to buy something that's like junk.
Looks like Abby is headed to. There we go. Now the camera's going the right way. Y'all, this is a parcel of property that Greg hunts. I think he owns it. I might be wrong on that. Greg, do you own that land?
No, my cousin put this. There's 300 acres here at this parcel in a trust. He left it to his sister and his nieces, but he put it in there that they couldn't sell it. It has to stay in the family for 100 years. But he basically gifted me, Wanda, Colt, and Abby the hunting rights on this property as long as we live. So,
right.
they can't sell it. The property stays in the family for 100 years, and basically we own the hunting rights on this property. So that's what he did for me. Is when he left this world and went to be with the Lord, he made sure that we had somewhere to hunt. Which now I've got some wonderful property that I own, but he set us up. I mean, he couldn't ask for anything any better. I mean, because there's 300 acres here, and I can go back out and cross the paved road, and there's another 140 acres there. So it's 440 acres that I got gifted the hunting rights on for the rest of my life and the rest of Colt and Abby's life.
That's nice. That's nice.
And now we know how to get to it.
And
No doubt.
and I've seen the property, and it's a nice place to hunt. As far as hunting goes, that big field, that's nice.
Oh
Yeah, we're going off the hill into what we call the pea patch field now. I mean, I don't know how much y'all can tell because I had to flip the camera around, or not the camera. I just had to turn my phone around, so I'm not seeing what y'all are. Abby's making everybody dizzy. She's looking at the podcast. So, but anyway, we're nearly to this field, and we're kind of just easing on in, getting them. I'm gonna carry them over and put them in one of the hunting blinds. And but I've still got the tractor in this field. So here in a minute, y'all be able to see the tractor and the trailer to haul the tractor on. It's just parked at the edge of the field. And this first field is about 12 and a half acres. You just come through kind of in the middle of this 300 acres of, hold on, I'm going to turn right here where you can see. See, I got can y'all see that?
Camera up.
How about that? Can y'all see the hunting blind over there on the post and shooting house, hunting blind? I don't know. I will call it a shooting house. My wife's over here correcting me. I ain't said nothing wrong. I ain't never been proper. Calm down. See here, I get scolded. Don't even do nothing wrong.
Is that shooting house A, B, C, D, or E?
Well, there's 4 or 5 of them over here. But anyway, this field, y'all, and there's an old antique corn crib way down there on the end. You can stretch a rifle out probably close to 300 yards in this field. So it's a pretty decent sized little old field. And but we go over here, and I'm gonna cross the woods like a little hollow, across the scope of woods. About, I don't know, it's probably 400 or 500 yards across. We're going these woods right now. Here, y'all, is where when Mark Green came up back this summer, his son came up, and he about got rattlesnake bit. We killed that 4-foot rattlesnake that about bit him on the leg while he was trying to pee in the woods.
Huge.
Yeah,
and scorpions, freaking scorpions there, y'all.
Oh yeah,
There's scorpions there.
I'm not used to nothing like that. I would just reach down and pick them up off the ground, and Greg's like, "We got scorpions. You got to remember that." And I'm like, "I don't know it because
right here is where Jonathan, Mark Green's son, he stepped right here in the edge of these woods, and me and Mark were right out here in the middle of this. It's almost like a pond down, but it's a big culvert. It's just like a dirt bridge that goes across this pretty deep little hollow. And see if y'all can see one. Then look at what are you crap? You crap.
What are you doing? You ain't looking at the camera? Come on, look at the camera and say hi, Wanda. There we go.
But anyway, that's where Jonathan was at. And y'all, he was nearly standing on that snake when he finally saw it, and he went running backwards, and I went up and shot it with a pistol and killed it. But the thing was it didn't like much being, it's probably 3.5 feet, I guess. It's a good snake. I mean, it was, we'd probably had to got a helicopter to flown him to a hospital from where I'm at. But all right, we're coming up in this field. Let's see if there's any deer out here hiding.
Y'all, that's a big field. What did you say it is, about 30 acres?
Yeah, it's 28 acres, this field. From right here to those shooting houses, if y'all can see them, there's an old one, a little bitty one, and I got a big one that we redone. I built it for my dad before he passed. But that's from right here to there is about 310 yards. What are you doing?
28 acres is how much property I own. That's where my house is.
Yeah, I pull up here and stop, and as I'm just kind of hesitating, one is over here shifting the shifter for me. I don't know what we was. I know we wasn't in third gear. See there, y'all. If you ain't got a wife, y'all need to marry one that'll keep you straightened up, whether you're on the wrong path or not.
Hey, and just so y'all know, this is a field where Al was bush hogging and had boogers come up right there behind them. All this stuff, the properties that Greg has and like where his encounters were and everything, they're all within like what, Greg, 4 or 5 miles from your house? I mean, they're all real
Oh yeah,
close.
it's from my house to right here is about 8 miles, but from my man cave to here is about a mile. I mean, it's not far. I mean, it's about a
Wanda.
mile
Yeah,
from my
man
man
cave.
cave, and I mean, really, from
Wanda,
here to
grab your hat off the dash, please. They're saying it's it's reflecting in the window, making it hard to see. That's okay.
From the left, right there. If you go across that field and through the woods down there, is that where Brushy Creek comes through there also?
yeah, it's we're fixing around this corner, Roger. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I'm making all y'all seasick because these Jeeps they're so smooth riding. The
Well,
field's really not that bad. It's just this dang Jeep's like riding a Bronco.
I do know if you put it in granny low, it'll climb a vertical cliff like we did the other day.
Yeah, it'll go up pretty good. I mean,
you talking about going up to where that rock bluff is?
Yeah. Now, can y'all see over there now? I mean, across the field, the full length of it.
Yep.
See this thing from this end to the other end is about 700 and probably 60 yards. This field average is a little over 200 yards wide and close to 800 yards long.
It's a big field.
Yeah, you can you can get tired of looking all the way around it, looking for deer to step out. You can look, time you look around it, there'll be something else stepped out. But there's the shooting house that I built my dad. It's a 6x6. It's got sliding windows, got a heater in it. But then the old shooting house, it was getting old. I need to tear it completely down, but I didn't. We just set one in here with it. So,
hey,
but you go down.
Turn that camera, Greg, and show them that that shooting house right in the middle up on that tree.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that's why I call it my sniper perch. This. Hold on. Can y'all see that?
Barely. It's right there in that big tree that's in the middle.
Amy's telling me to flip. How do I flip the camera? That's what you're supposed to be doing a while ago.
Click more.
More?
Like, go back. What you click?
I don't know. My child. Hold on. Hang on. Smash the little 3 dots. That ain't it.
Oh, there's more.
Roger, we ain't got the red cups down here no more. We got these weird green cups.
Why? Did y'all run out of them?
I have no idea, but they're not in the stores.
Huh.
Damn,
for the holidays.
Maybe, whatever. I want my regular red plastic cups. I don't know what's going on with the world nowadays. We got too many problems, and the last thing I need is a green cup. I need my red cup.
Change.
Yes, I'm not a big fan. Yes.
Well, I believe it. Did it come from the Dollar Tree like ours did?
No, this comes from Kroger.
I don't know.
Do they sell those at the Dollar Tree? I'm messing up. I'm way overpaying.
Yeah. Well,
we gotta talk about them burgers we did from the Dollar Tree.
The what? Oh, no, from Dollar General. The ballpark burgers. They're really good, but man, it's rough the next morning. If you know what I mean.
We have a Dollar General up on top of the hill.
I don't like the green cup, Mark. That's what's wrong with it. It's not red. It's green. And it's a weird shade of green. If it was hunter green or olive green or something, it wouldn't be bad. But it's why? Looks like a Christmas tree. It ain't Christmas time yet, by the way. For those of y'all that have Christmas decorations up.
Hey, y'all, sorry to interrupt. I gotta jump off here. Something's going on with my pops.
All right. Go.
All right.
Hope he's okay. All right. Bye.
Oh, by the way, how come nobody told me about scorpions? I didn't find out till we were on the way back.
I didn't find out until we walked up to the creepy campsite that had been abandoned, and I was like, "What is that?" And Greg's like, "It's a scorpion. Get down there and reach for it." And it jumps, and I took a stick and poked at it, and the thing, it won't but that big, but it can jump like 1.5 feet. Who knew? And quick. I mean, super quick.
No, we were on the way back, and we didn't have any signal. We had half a bar. We tried to talk to you, and then Peyton found a spot, and he texted Misty and was like, "Hey, y'all went down there at the creek with 6 weeks ago with no shoes on." She's like, that's the first thing she said. No, there's scorpions down there, and we looked at each other like, "What the crap?" We didn't know.
Okay.
I've never seen a scorpion.
Well,
Hey, Diane.
I don't know anything about scorpions, but Greg was telling me, like, right there behind his man cave, anywhere there's a pile of like the dried pine needles on the ground, if you pull them back, there's going to be a scorpion under them. I don't know nothing about scorpions neither. We don't have them up here.
See, and here we were, me and Joe and Peyton were up there. It was almost dark, and we were up there in the woods kicking around stuff. I think
yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
They're about to kick up a scorpion. They'll be back on the porch here in a minute.
Wait, hold on. They already got Christmas stuff and music going at work.
Oh no.
Scorpions go all the way down to the coast. We had them in Florida.
Really?
No, I mean, I've been to Florida a bunch, but I ain't ever seen them there. I ain't ever seen them nowhere except for at Greg's. Hey, Abby, we can hear you. Y'all are muted, just so you know. Y'all are muted.
We're fixing to go in the shooting house.
Okay. Go get it, girl.
She calls it a shooting house. What do you call it, Greg?
Good luck. Good luck, baby. Love you.
Bye.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Be safe.
Yeah, they fixing that. Can y'all say one up there?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that the one where the boogers kind of spooked you a little bit?
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is the one that I was in that they come in and got to throwing stuff at the shooting house while I was in it. I mean, they was throwing stuff hitting the side walls, and I was scared to come out of the darn shooting house, but came out and got out here in the field, and yeah, they're not so friendly over here at this one sometimes.
How far is the river from there? Probably maybe a quarter of a mile or less.
Between a quarter and a half, Roger. Probably 3/8. Something. It's not far. It's across. Well, it would be across. Yeah, I guess it'd be close to half because it from right here it would probably be across 88. There's about 80 acres between here and quarter.
Stop touching the buttons.
Shut up. Hey, Mark Lefford. How are you?
I like
Hey.
that field there on the upper side. There's a lot of places to hide. The lower side behind you, more open hardwood in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if y'all can see the pine timber across over here where I'm right in there. And can y'all see my perch up there, my sniper perch? It's a ladder stand that I built like a top over and enclosed it with a tarp. And y'all, I bet I've killed 60 deer out of that stand. But anyway, those pines that's over there, that's where I was at. I was in that stand there when I got here, and the ones it was sound like kids playing. I mean, this was like right at dark, like 30 minutes before pitch dark. And it was probably in late November, or it may have even been December. But it sounded, and there's a hill. There's not just big trees. It goes up a pretty good little hill right there. And it sounded like kids playing. I could hear them running in that pine thicket. And it's like 26, 28 degrees, nearly dark, and you're a mile from the nearest house. And, it's who's going to have kids? And I know there was at least 3, and I think there may have been 4 of them. But I could hear them running, and it sounded like, but it was like they were saying something, but I can't tell you what they were saying. It was like mostly giggling and laughing. But I listened to them for the better part of 15 minutes, I guess. But just absolutely wild.
They could be right in the edge of the woods there. You couldn't see them with that.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I could hear them. I could hear them up on top. I get turned right here. I'll try to get where you can. And like I said, I don't know if y'all can. Let me stick this phone out the window where I don't have to worry about it. See if you can see that.
Kind of.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a hill. That's a hill right there. And I know I'm sorry anybody that's at home with a puke bag because they're probably seasick from trying to keep up with what I'm doing. But anyway, I've got one in Abby from where I'm at. They're in that shooting house. Is going to be from here. It's about probably 500 yards. I'm going to go back out and go to this other field, and I'm going to set my Jeep since I'm crippled and can't get out anywhere. In the state of Alabama, you can legally hunt out of a vehicle as long as it's not moving and you're away from a roadway. So private property like where I'm at, you can sit in the vehicle and use it to hunt out of, kind of like a mobile shooting house. You just can't be doing it while you're
We don't have that.
Really?
No, far from it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean that. Like I said, there's no difference. Just if I pull up here, like what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull down here by this old corn crib and just sit in the Jeep because, like I said, y'all, I'm on crutches. I can't walk around through the woods, and I'm like semi-disabled, and so I'll just sit in the Jeep. And a lot of times, especially if you're 300 or 400 yards away from where the deer's coming out, they won't pay any attention to a vehicle anyway. So,
but Greg, I was gonna tell you and Spencer. Greg knows this. Spencer messed up by not being able to make it. I know he couldn't help it, but with Greg and Peyton talking, I messed
up. Spencer messed up by having his truck break down and costing him a small fortune. Spencer messed up paying a couple $1,000s to have this shit happen to him. Okay, carry on, Roger.
I forgot what I was saying. No, Peyton and Greg got to talk about guns for about 2 hours, so I think he may be gaining on you there. They were like two kids in a candy store just talking about
no doubt.
In the better part of a year, I've been wrong twice, and Greg has been right twice, and I have to publicly announce that I'm wrong on certain things we get to fussing about. And Greg has always been right on it. So I probably would do better to just shut my damn mouth and listen to him instead of arguing with him.
I wish Wanda would get that same philosophy, Spencer.
Now.
Somebody got to keep you straight.
That's right. Yes, keep me in check. They're like, I reckon Wanda, she's like a self-appointed, like a fact checker. She's Greg House's fact checker.
Well, you kind of are. You're one of those kind of people that's got like you do really good at Trivial Pursuit, where you got like all that random knowledge about different stuff.
Yes, I'm a wealth of random useless facts.
Y'all, hey, I'm gonna play these pictures and video one more time. And I wish I had everybody's pictures, but you have to understand it takes so long to get the pictures, upload them, put them into a video, change the format so that you can show it, and then upload it to StreamYard. I mean, it takes like this little video clip here took like 4 or 5 hours to do. But I'm going to play this again so y'all can see some of the pictures and some of the spectrograph of the possible booger calls and everything that were out there whenever Anthony and I went on. And then we'll wrap it up. There we go. Oh, no. That's the Knox with the yell in between. I don't know why it's not playing. I don't know. There we go. Sorry, didn't have a chance to edit it. there's that one. And here's the main one. Just coyote. And that's that. Y'all are, Misty, you're muted. Do you know that? Misty, you're muted.
Yeah, I know that now. Sorry. I've got chickens running around everywhere, so I had to.
Oh, okay.
But overall, you still wound up having a good trip. I mean, I know it costed a lot of money and you didn't get to do what you wanted to, but look, I mean, it still turned out okay. You didn't die. I mean, you made it home. You made it camping. So it's a win.
We want it. Right now for everybody that's on here with us, we want it all, and me included. We want it written down in blood that when we have the meet and greet, that you will not drive that POS truck.
It's not a POS. It's just older with 250,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Y'all Spencer even said, I'll buy you food, I'll buy you drink, you know, cigarettes, gas, whatever, you know, whatever. I'll take care of it. He said, you want me to buy, my truck was sitting with a dead battery in the driveway. He said, you want me to buy you a battery so we could take the truck instead of the Jeep? No, I got a Chevy, and y'all, I love my truck. I'm just saying, it's got close to 300,000 miles. I'd get in it and go anywhere, but I'm not Spencer. I'm not driving an old vehicle when I got a new one to take.
Well, y'all know they say everything happens for a reason. I figured out the main reason, Spencer. I'm sorry you went through all that, but it was to get me the muscadine jelly that I dogged out muscadine
Oh.
for 30 something years, and I hated them. I used to hate them, and it's absolutely some of the best jelly. I've eaten half of that already.
Roger, I forgot, man, and Miss Pat, big apologies, because oh my gosh, that's some of the best jelly I've ever ate in my life.
And I'm not.
Wait,
I mean,
who made the jelly?
Miss Pat, Blue Eyed Northern made it.
Yeah.
Out
I'm
of
telling
your muscadines?
Yes, her and Joe, when they were here in September, they picked, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 gallons, and oh my gosh, she made I don't know how many pints.
Oh, I'd like to have tried
Yeah,
that.
Sherry and him got some too.
Well, see, Joe didn't bring me one, and he said, "Well, Spencer's not going to make it here." And I'm like, "No, I don't. I hate muscadine. Here, try it. You're going to hurt Miss Pat's feelings." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I get it home, and I kept looking at it, and I put some peanut butter on some toast and put that on there, and I'm like, "Oh crap, this is it's really good." So anyway,
hey Roger, how was that jambalaya?
I didn't get any of it. They ate it all.
They ate it all.
No. They had some, but we got there so early. I don't think it'd been good for breakfast. But they did eat it all, I'm sure. They said,
Roger,
"Yeah, you can have some of it," and nobody ever went and got any. So,
Roger, tell them about the hamburger you got down there at the Chef Troy's.
How is it? An hour and 45 minutes it took me to get there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm coming back just for the hamburger. That y'all, I don't brag on food much. It has to be something to brag about. And as soon as I picked that thing up, that sourdough hoagie mashed in, it was the freshest bread I've ever had. And it was hand patted out hamburger. I was in heaven. And like, with COVID in the past 2 or 3 years, you can't find good food hardly. And I told Heather, I said, we're driving back down there. And I want to write it down, Chef Troy's.
What did we get, Greg? Was it fried catfish? Is that what we got whenever we were there?
And I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was. I think y'all got the catfish basket or something. That's pretty good too.
That was good. Yeah, I like that restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually when you see a place like that, it's not that fancy. Usually you're going to find some good food inside. And yeah, that was worth the trip there. We had fun. We got there. I don't know. Greg was awake. I didn't want to wake everybody up. I didn't know who all was in there. And Joe was stirring around. We talked for 4 or 5 hours? Probably 4 hours before we went to eat. We got there pretty early.
Yeah.
And just caught up, and Joe was telling stories. Greg, we were telling stories. Peyton even he talked more probably, and I heard him talking a while, just BSing.
That's the place right across from that jail where we went to walk across the street. Well, I did. Misty yelled at me trying to get me to pause so that I get run over in the middle of the damn road.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like a little kid. You got to grab him by the hand. He was trying to cross the road and vehicles coming both ways.
Hey, there again, Misty. What do possums do? They run out in the road and cause accidents.
Yeah. Stop and look.
He just got froze.
I made it across. It didn't help no. That one truck going 85 mile an hour.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were going that fast. When you shouldn't have ran out in front of them.
Hey, Roger.
Yes, sir.
I didn't want to include the pictures that y'all found of the footprints because that's your property or whatnot.
Oh, that's fine.
I didn't have time to ask you and get it in the clip and everything. Now, if you have it on your computer, you can share it with everybody.
I don't have it. We'll get it to. I'll get it to y'all where y'all can share them. The most when we found those, they were cut. There were leaves because when I got there that morning, my car didn't have any leaves on it. By the time we left, I had to clean leaves off. They were falling, and we got down there, and in the video, and Heather got on to me when I saw the toes. I actually started cussing again. I got to quit doing that. But the impressive thing was they were small, but of course, the hill and everything was close to the size of the ball. But it looked like after we got to talking about it, there was a big track there, and then the small track actually stepped in that big track facing across it. And I said, Peyton, look at this. I said, you know where we were stepping and the tracks and all. This track, these two tracks look like something was let down off of something and it mashed straight down. The depth was uniform all the way around. And I don't know what it was, but we were talking about it. I said, what if that was a small booger and its mama let it down right there? Because it wasn't like a heel to toe to heel step. It was straight down and flat and mashed up. The mud mashed up around it. I don't know, y'all.
How did you send those to me? Did you text me with that? Did you email me?
Peyton probably did because I was driving.
It might have been Peyton. Okay.
Yeah. And the size of them, it was definitely a smaller one, but there was about 5 or 6 steps there. And then one of them, well, there was a pair where something sat there and looked out over the creek. There's a perfect track on the left, but the right one was the ball of the foot was resting on a rock, and tender-footed kids, and I'm not going to put my foot on a rock, barefooted.
I don't know if y'all can see it, and that don't do it justice, but that's the LiDAR. That's the LiDAR image of it. See how deep it is? See the curvature on it? Now,
that's about 300 feet where they took that. About 300 feet from the porch of the man cave.
I'm not going to go into Bigfoot expert mode or anything like that, but a lot of people in the field will tell you that the curvature of the foot like that, whenever it's shaped kind of like a kidney bean like that is typically a female versus a male. At least that's the general thing that a lot of people say. People that know anthropology and morphology and all that kind of stuff way better than me. But anyway,
well, I got.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm just going to ask Roger. All right, Roger. Now that you've been to the man cave, what do you think about my little hole in the wall cabin?
I don't know what I can talk about.
just don't publicly tell everybody that there's a damn gun in every room that's loaded and ready to go.
Don't publicly say that.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, Spencer, that's a lie. Spencer, that's a lie. There's not a gun. There's multiple guns in every room.
You would not want to try and break into Greg's man cave. I'll put it that way.
What was funny was he's handing Peyton things. Peyton's clearing and looking, and him being 26 years old, he knows probably as much about guns as a lot of older people, and he shoots too. And so I was having fun watching those two interact. Like Peyton's, oh, that's a this or that and whatever, and they hit it off really well, and I appreciate him sharing a lot of that. And he pulled out a 686 357, that's one of his favorite ones. And then like we went to the car and brought ours in, and so it's kind of a bonding moment. And
hey, anytime you get a group of rednecks around each other.
Oh yeah. And golly, there's just so much, and I wouldn't dare tell all of it because I don't know what he we want out there, because if when I grow up, I want one just like it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I want one. I want a man cave just like Greg's. He's got enough guns and ammo and food stores that could be like your zombie apocalypse shelter right there, and I'd happily take it.
Well, if the crap hits the fans, I'm picking out one of the shooting houses, and I bring my little buddy heater, and I'll stay down there unless I get run out. But and Greg, you ain't been told this, and the reason you didn't get told this was because there was a lot of people there, and it's not. It was something Peyton had to process on the way home. He told Spencer, and you know, when we left out in the dark there and went up the road with me and Joe and Peyton. Peyton took the lead. Me and Joe went on to the right side.
Yeah.
When I come around the corner, Peyton's up there about 15 yards in front of us, and he's still, and his head is rocking back and forth. And I'm like, he sees something, and he gave me a signal which way to look.
Damn silky.
And he said when he come around the corner, something dark and with shoulders
Crazy ass bird
turned away towards the creek and went right down that area. And he said, Daddy, I don't know what it was, but I know what it wasn't and all that. And he just, on the way home, we talked about it. And the thing was, he said, you know, you and Joe come around the corner and y'all were trying to be quiet and y'all were making noise. He said, I never heard the first stick break, the nothing. And when he turned, I know my son. And when he turned and when we come around that corner and I saw the look on his face, we didn't have anything with us. We walked right out there. We didn't have a pistol on or anything. And he looked at me and I knew right then that something was going on. I didn't know what. It could have been a coyote or something like that. He gave me a signal which way to look. And I got up close to him. I said, what's going on? He said, look right down there. He said, something with shoulders just turned as I come up through here. And Joe kept walking. I said, is it where Joe's going up there? He said, close. So he was walking up, but we went on up, and he still won't say that it was definitely, you know,
is it gonna eat Parker? If so, I'm gonna record it.
But yeah, Peyton got pretty serious pretty quick, and we talked about it on the way home. He was kind of going over it with Spencer on the phone. Spencer was kind of talking him through it. Peyton is one of those people that knows how people move, dogs, cats. If he tells you it's a cat, it's a cat. If he tells you it's a 9-point buck with 2 broken off, he's going to tell you what he sees. The fact that he wouldn't say what he saw, but he did say with the shoulders, and he said the thing was when he come around the corner, it's like it was looking away from him, but it knew it was there. And he said that shoulder turn and just smooth right off down that hill. And he said, I never heard it. He said, he was only 15 yards from it, whatever it was.
That's what I try to explain to people all the time is, like, for anybody that's watching this show, let me say, if you're a hunter, if you grow up like hunting, fishing, camping, you're in the woods, you've seen wildlife, everything like that, you know what a bear looks like and how a bear moves. You know what a deer looks like, or a bobcat, or a cougar, or whatnot. You almost instantly can identify it by its shape and the way that it moves and everything. You don't have to process it. Whenever people are talking about seeing like boogers and stuff, if you're listening to somebody that is a hunter or somebody that has spent, ample time in the woods, I'm telling you right now, there's no way that I would look at something that is not a bear and it might be mistaken for a bear. That doesn't happen. You know what a bear looks like. You know the way that a bear moves and its shape and everything. When you got people like that telling you, no, this was not like a bear, they're not misidentifying the animal. If they grew up like that and they've had experience like that, just simply saying, we've seen weird stuff from time to time. Greg's laid eyes on them a couple times. So has Roger. I thought that I claim, but whenever you see stuff like that, you're not misidentifying an animal. You know what those animals look like and how they move.
Well, I'm gonna bet you us 4 right here. You wouldn't have to show us a whole animal. You could show us a leg, a joint, something like that. And when the way it moves, I was watching a thermal from a TV show, and they had a drone, and they never told what it was, but the way this thing was moving, to me, it was a big cat, because the way cats move, and that's the first thing I thought. Might have been wrong, but Misty, she hunts. I mean, if you see a bear front leg and the paw, the way it's hitting the ground or whatever, it's not just the shoulders. I mean, a deer. I've seen more deer by spotting their the legs first or the angle of the neck or some little piece of them, you know. So yeah, I mean, I hear people all the time, like you said, misidentification. Well, he never identified this. He's still processing the whole thing.
Whenever you talk about like deer, how many times, for those of y'all that have been in the woods and you've deer hunted, right? You ever seen deer do the head bob thing where it goes up and down, like out to the side, like trying to identify what it's looking at? It'll pause and it'll like raise and lower its head a couple times and like move to the side and everything like that. When you see that kind of movement right there, I know it's a deer. Right. That's the only animal I've ever seen do that. A cat, any kind of big cat, the way that they move with the shoulder blades and the hips, the way that it sways and everything, that's a cat.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way it moves. Bears got that big hump.
Greg can look out across that field at 400 yards and tell you whether it's a wolf, a coyote, or a regular dog by the way it's moving.
Probably. Coyotes slink.
Yeah. And they'll print sometimes. You know. So
Misty, Misty, where Roger's talking about that Peyton saw this where they were at is right past my storage, my Connex building where y'all found all the stuff. Yep. That's where that road right there is where they were at.
Hey, and
they were on their way back and the pictures.
For the record, this is three times whenever Squirrel and I were down there with Mark Newbill, we found possible tracks right behind that Connex building. Then whenever Squirrel and Sherry and Donna and all of them were down there, they found possible tracks right there. And then Roger and all of them go down and they find possible tracks.
We got more than tracks. No, the night that we was seeing all that go on, we went back the next morning and walked back in there, and that's what Abby's got, that booger stick she keeps talking about. It was off the tree that one of them fresh break. I mean, literally, we went right back behind that Connex building where we were seeing eyes. There was limbs pushed out of the way, prints, and stuff broke down like it had tried to move stuff out of its way where it could see the back porch.
I'm just saying, just like at Flat Rock's place, where, you know, a lot of people have gone to, and almost every time somebody is capturing, recording something that is possible, if not probable, at Flat Rock's place. I'm telling y'all, there are areas in Alabama that are, it's most of Alabama and definitely North Georgia, that are very, very, like, just boogery in general. They're just there. Kumbo's property is very north Alabama. Greg's is just a little bit beneath it. Mark Green's is a couple hours beneath that. Flat Rocks is a couple hours beneath that. Alabama is a boogery state. They're all over that place because of the waterways and the amount of woods that they have, and like the rough terrain and caves, caverns, all that kind of stuff. Alabama is a damn boogery place. They're very prolific there, in my opinion. And 3 times Greg's place that we've seen just in the past year.
Well, Greg, did you notice the difference in Peyton after we got back? Before, he's talking to everybody, and when we got back, he got out the night vision, and he's on the edge of that porch, and he's scanning those woods, and he's listening, and he's telling me, he said, "Daddy, there's something down there. I can hear it." Of course, his hearing's better than mine, but after we come back from that little 30-minute walk we did, he was totally different. He was in tune, back in the back, looking off the porch there. I don't even know where he got the night vision. I didn't know he brought it with him. I don't know if he went to the car and got it or whatever, but he
straight off the back of the porch right there. Roger, like if you're sitting looking like dead straight center out that way, that's where I got those 3 knocks the first time that we went, when nobody was there but me and Mark, and he got up and I had the recorder there.
just
straight
off that
dead in
line.
front of you, sitting on the back porch. If you was sitting on the end of the picnic table that puts you closer to the middle, just looking dead out there, it come just straight off the back porch.
And here,
That,
you know,
that's the drop
I
off down where the
believed
creek
all
is.
I believed all y'all, but I don't know why in the hell I got out there and I'm like, we don't have anything with us. I got a pocket knife. I'm like, and no flashlights. We didn't. Now I think Joe might have. No, I don't remember. But I do remember we went up. There's a field up there on the right, and it's grown up. It looks like a power line field, but it's not. You talking about hiding in there, and the game trails through there, and where things are laid down at. That's a good spot for something to hide from you.
Well, okay. For the first time, Spencer got to come over and actually see like how I'm not on a big farm or nothing, y'all. Like I've got people all around me. And I made a point to, because it's hard to explain to somebody your area and your location. I drove them around before we even came to my house and took them and showed them, you know, the lake area and how the rivers come into it and, you know, just how everything's kind of set up. You wouldn't think just by looking at my place that there would be anything here, would you, Spencer? I mean, like if,
no, well,
and I don't have proof, but I do have calls that.
Not until you see the lay of the land. You have to go to these places. I would say this. I would say that, first of all, boogers are not just like out deep in the woods. They're really close to like civilization and everything, especially if you have, you know, sparsely populated areas that are right on the edge of where there's been a bunch of sightings and everything like that. But like looking at her place, I had never been there physically. Family. But having seen like Misty's actual location and seeing the way that the woods wrap around it and everything, and being driven around there and seeing like how dense and how wide those woods go, you know, before they get right up there, there ain't a doubt in my mind that if something wanted to, it could come right up to her property, especially that big field behind it. And that's like, if you saw Greg's property in person, if you saw how close everything was geographically to his man cave and how far out there you actually are, y'all, the only like fast food place they have is a Jack's or something like that in the middle of Addison. That's like 10 miles away. But whenever you see this stuff in person, you get a much better perspective and understanding of it. And it's hard for us to show stuff like that on a show. I mean, unless you got a 30-minute video of like driving through, you know, parts of Alabama and everything, you know?
Well, right now, I would love to walk that creek because where we were standing, it looked like our head should have been underwater by 6 feet or better. And
now see that creek was up when we were there.
Yeah, it's you know how wide it was.
Yeah,
it was up. When we looked across from where the kayak set, we went in there to that access. There was about 4 or 5 foot of water, about 6 or 8 inches deep. That's it.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just about quit running.
It was way well. Like LBL, we have found a bunch of tracks at LBL whenever they let the water out and it drains down. So, you know, I mean, you get an extra 30 feet on each shoreline of like exposed mud and sand and everything. And that's whenever, like, for example, at LBL, that's whenever the mussels are exposed and everything, and all the animals come down there and get them. But we have found stacks of mussel shells just stacked up, you know, whatever, 100 yards in the woods beside a tree. Don't know.
Right now, if anybody would like to do research in Bankhead National Forest, get on that other side and look, because you could see. I mean, I'm standing up there, and you could tell where a raccoon walked across, all the way across. And you could see canine a few here. Nothing has to swim. There's plenty of places for it to walk right across, whatever it is, could walk right across there.
Yes. Calm down, Mike.
But no, I said in the video too, man, this is perfect. This is prime spot to find some footprints, and almost to the point I wished I hadn't said it because it makes it look like it was a setup, and we go and I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And we have to clean the leaves out. And I don't know what we missed. Somebody made a comment, you need a leaf blower. I don't know what we missed because we found 5 of the small ones. And
what I tell you when you left, you need to get your butt back down there.
I know.
That's what
I wanted to Friday, but
that's what we all gotta do. We gotta hit Alabama hard for a year or two, and I mean, just like really truly research the area. In my opinion, I know that they're there. I mean, I can't prove it to anybody, but I know that they're there. And we've had so much happen in such a little bit of time with all that. I mean, I definitely think Alabama is a hot spot and probably has been for years and years and years. How long ago did all the stuff start happening to you? 20 some years ago?
Yeah, it was around 2000, 2001. So I've been dealing with this well over 20 years. And and like I said, guys, I can't even do justice to explain how much stuff I've witnessed myself because I'm living in the middle of this. I'm not just going here every now and then. I mean, I live here. This is home. So I mean, I'm dealing with it like when somebody comes and we hear them screaming and yelling and raising hell and everybody freaks out. I'm like, yeah, we call that a Sunday or we call that a Monday or it's all the time. I mean, it's just kind of daily life.
He told us a story. Y'all probably heard it. And I'm just listening to him. And Peyton just started like, oh my God, about a guy. He had a friend that was hunting who's coming up that creek and spooked up 5 of them and slipped up on them by accident and flushed them like quail.
Yeah.
And that just gives me I don't even know what to think about that. But
if I could ever get Jim Osmer on here to tell his stories, he's got some awesome ones from right in that area. Anyway, I need everybody to just start messaging Jim Osmer and say, "Hey, go on the show."
I talked to him. He said he was going to come on. He's just had a lot going on right now, and but maybe we can get Osmer on here soon because man, Osmer's one of my very good buddies and good guy, great guy. He's had some pretty sketchy encounters as far as he was scared to death because he got his truck surrounded. He pulled up on a big one and stopped and had it in his headlights on bright. And when he decided this thing went to screaming at him from, I mean, like less than 100 feet, was screaming at him. And it was like just blasting him and his truck. When he threw his truck in reverse to take off and turn around, there was 2 more behind his truck. They had him one on each side behind his pickup. They had 3 of them surrounded him.
Just so everybody knows, I think it was where Misty go. Look, she always bails right when I need her. Squirrel, get back on here. We had Dark Water. We had Dark Water comment on one of our videos. Got the word from David Hughes. So
please come on and do the show. I love you so much, and I really want you to come on here. That is going to be amazing if we can get him on here, y'all. I'm not kidding. I don't care what nobody says. I love this man.
and we had Dan and Vicky. If y'all don't know who Dan and Vicky is, you don't know Bigfoot Outlaws and everything. But Dan and Vicky Ricky, they just messaged me and said, "Hey, we just found the show." And I tried to get Dan on about a year ago or whatnot because they have some amazing stuff. And on top of
Asked
that,
you and asked you about them.
what?
I've asked you and asked you.
I've known them for years. I tried to get them on. They don't do a whole lot of shows. But anyway,
I know.
but Vicky was like, "Hey, we just found the channel." I was like, "What?" But anyway, I've got a couple really impressive guests that will supposedly do the show here soon. I wish y'all could understand what it's like trying to get people scheduled for these shows, though. It's really hard. House, are you seeing any deer out there?
I just want to keep looking. I told you, you might as well drop the bomb on some of these people and ask them. Some are dedicated people to help us out, guys. You know, some of y'all, Billy Schilling, Gary Spikes,
Yes.
some of y'all that look. What if we do a show? It may be a late night show. What if we do a show where we bring on somebody out of the chat, pop y'all in with us, talk for 30 minutes? You know, it don't matter if you've had an encounter. And just tell us what got you interested in it. Tell us about a little bit about yourself. You know, let somebody put a face to these names in the chat. Just come on and shoot the breeze with us. We don't even have to talk about boogers. We just talk about maybe where you live or where you from, what you enjoy. We'll talk about motorcycles. We'll talk about whatever. But I mean,
all of us that are watching shows like this, we all have a lot of stuff in common. We can talk. You don't have to have the greatest Bigfoot experience in the world. I don't care about that. We don't care about that. We just want to meet everybody. We're going to do it with like a meet and greet and everything. But if you want to have a show where we get on just like, you know, whatever, talk to somebody like normal people for 20, 30 minutes, hey, let us know. Hit us up at that email right there and we'll schedule it all and make it happen. And I think actually it'd kind of be cool for everybody in the chat to start seeing the other people that they see in all these chats from all these different shows, because we have carryover. We have a lot of it from other stuff. Reach out to Lee. He never runs out of stuff to talk about. I love Lee. And I'll probably get him back on again. Lee's got a lot of good stuff.
Pyro's one. I want him to come on, man. You know, buddy, I'd love to get Pyro on here and talk with us 20, 30 minutes.
He's done called you out, Secret Squirrel. We have to get Ray on so that I can fuss at her in person.
Yep. We'll get Christy on there.
We'll get Christy on. Christy, I need another batch of the cookies. Christy. Anyway, y'all. Hey, Flat Rock, you still in there? Hey, Flat Rock, I'm gonna be down there this coming year at some point. Yo,
no doubt. There's my buddy right there in the old Flat Rock, man. That's guys. If y'all ain't been around Flat Rock, I mean that's a good man right there.
So mad I didn't get to make it down there and meet Flat Rock and Parker in person. Screw Roger. Roger's now. I'd love to meet Peyton, but you know, Peyton could have come on without Roger.
Hey, Flat Rock told me it wasn't gonna be long. He gonna come back up here and see me, and I told him to come on.
Yeah.
So he felt like he may come back up after Thanksgiving.
I'm a reschedule with you and get back down there in the next little bit here. We're gonna do it quick. I got your cookies right here. Okay, Kirsty.
Oh, and that's another thing. It was so much fun getting to meet everybody in person. I sat there and listened to Mark and Rebecca and Flat Rock, just Joe telling stories. It just I love listening, as well as telling stories, and I just couldn't get enough of it. We just had to leave too early. I hated it, and hell, we left, and I think we got home in an hour and 30. I don't know. I guess because there's less traffic on the interstate or whatever. But
you must be further away from me than I thought then.
Yeah, and I was like, Peyton, because we were scrambling because we just found those tracks, and Greg said nobody's been down here in 6 weeks. So I called Misty, she didn't answer, and I said, text her and tell her to let us know if they were down there barefoot. And he's like, hey,
I don't answer nobody's calls. I got to keep them on silent all the time, so I'm always missing my phone.
we only had one bar. I mean, if you'd answered, we wouldn't have got to talk to you. No way. Spencer tried to talk to us. We dropped his call like 8 times. But
Squirrel has become a huge celebrity now. She has to just keep her phone on silent.
calls, yeah.
It's you all.
Oh shit! No, it ain't me. It's y'all in the texting. I turned the ringer off for that months ago.
Yeah,
I know. I always forget to turn it back on during the day.
Greg and Misty will text until 3 a.m, and I'm like in bed trying to sleep. My phone's just going off the whole time.
I don't know if
Roger,
you can see
stop!
this.
Don't be.
I'm not going to show anything, but I can
Show
scroll
'em,
and
Roger.
scroll and scroll.
Show 'em, Roger.
Scroll for days. I'm scrolling. I'm still scrolling. I can just stop and see what we, hey, there's a picture of Bankhead Forest. Let's go. Let's scroll by. It's fun though, y'all.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
Prospecting, USA. Who are you? Is that you, Mr. Bell?
Wendell.
Maybe.
Wendell Mosley.
Is it Wendell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. You saw eye shine over there? We've seen something over there, definitely, for sure. I don't know what it was, but it was weird.
Well,
Anyway,
Spencer, I know you saw the shadow jump from the trees. I saw it too.
I saw the shadows, and I saw whatever those white lights were up on the hill. And, well, I think they were white. It was so quick, it was hard to tell. All I know is I've never seen that before, and I've been all over Hell's Half Acre on this side of the country, and I've seen some really impressive stuff, but I've not seen whatever those white lights are, if they were white, and I've definitely never seen those shadow things like was at Spooky Mountain at Mark Green's. And whatever that was that moved between those trees, y'all, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was boogers. At this point, I don't know. Was it supernatural? Was it boogers? Was it? I don't know what it was. But I can tell you it was darker than the nighttime and as fluid as can be with these trees that were about, I reckon they were probably 12, 14 foot apart. It went from one to the other and it went and just moved over. Not the speed of light, but silky smooth. Just went like that.
That's what happened to me here.
And then it went back, and then it did it again. And there was quite a few of us that saw it.
I saw it.
There was quite a few that saw it.
Oh, cool. Henry
Good
just
job.
shot a buck.
Good job, Henry.
Yeah.
Get it.
I'm starting to think
Post a picture on the Woodwalkers Facebook page.
Live. I'm starting to think as quiet as as quiet as they can be, if they're making noise, it's probably a distraction away from something else. Maybe some smaller ones or the others.
Roger, honestly, if you got one in there making a lot of racket, you better be looking for him for what he's not wanting you to see.
Right.
Probably.
Because when that crap was going on in front of me and Peyton that day, I was like, hey, it hit me. This might be a diversion. I said, you need to start checking the back of us here. And he turned around and said, you ain't gonna believe this. And that's when he saw the heat wave, he calls it, walking from left to right across that tree face. So but yeah, it was just a feeling like this is a little too much here. If something was wanting to get away or attack us, it would have already done it,
Yeah.
So
hey, Roger, before I forget it, has Peyton cut his finger anymore with his hatchet?
Did he show y'all that? He was showing.
He sent me a picture.
He was showing a guy. He's careful. He's like, he said, I don't even think I touched it. He said that Cielo, my son-in-law,
it really did.
He said he noticed it. He said, that just cut you. And he said, no, it didn't. He said, yes, blood was running. He didn't feel it. It was so sharp. He said, yeah, you just barely took. And what it was down that curve comes down to the handle. And that's where it got him out. Yeah, I'm scared of mine.
Well, they're sharp, dude.
Yeah,
After he shot himself, you'd think Jens would learn that he can't have nothing that's sharp or,
That scratch was unloaded. I
Those
think.
bullets.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll make him a hatchet.
Look,
All right, y'all.
No doubt.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got-
Greg showed me one of your works of art. It was pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Really,
appreciate
really
it.
good. Actually, I was like,
Actually,
you gotta be kidding me.
Actually, the knife that Greg has is the very first one that I made of that model, and I made it for myself, so it's not flawless. Yes, I love those things. I got one of those too, thanks to Greg. But
I'm
the
scared
knife
of
that
mine
Greg
because
has,
I got one too.
that was my knife, and that's why it's not 100% perfect like the other ones that I've given to people because I made it for them.
Well, I told
I
him
can't-
by looking at it, we used to sell knives, and
Yeah.
I was looking it over real good. I said, Spencer is so detailed. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. You're probably a little more picky, but yeah, the tolerances and everything, the handles, everything.
I don't know what
Bye,
that
Diane. He can't post anything on our page. He's messaged me about that, and I can't find anything wrong. But yeah, this is Bill, right? Am I right?
Greg's fixing to shoot something.
I can't see it on Woodwalker's page on Facebook. Spencer banned me. Oh, yeah, that's because you were being an ass. I'll let you back in if you apply again. Don't do anything on the Beast page, like I said. Don't do anything on the Beast page because I'm a moderator on there for other people, and it's strict rules and it's their rules, and I'm a moderator. I have to go by their rules. I'll let you on the Woodwalkers page if you try again. And I did ban you. Don't be an ass.
Such an ass.
Well, if I tell you don't do something,
We don't
Everybody's
need no
saying
stinking
same
rules. We don't need no stinking rules.
if I literally say don't do this on this page and then you do it joking, I've got to ban you because everybody else sees it. And I just said, don't do this on this page. I can't help that.
Don't feel
Respect.
bad. Spencer got banned from our chat on the phone for about a week.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Hey, what was funny is the other night when on Mark and Rebecca's when it was Mark and Rebecca's when Joe Parker got put in timeout by Miss Pat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roger, you need a couple of more moderators on your channel, by the way.
I did have them. You know what? I'll go check.
Spencer, maybe, I don't know, but I think I may be your only one most of the time. And
I'll look through there.
I would at least make one or two more. I mean, since your channel's getting a little bit bigger, because I mean, just like Mark and Rebecca, they had some trouble the other night, just out of nowhere. So.
God, I felt bad. I was helping this guy. I'm his one moderator, and this guy crossed the line the other night. And I didn't want to, but man, he got worse. And so I was like, "Hey, man, I just booted somebody from your." And I told him what he said, and he's like, "Oh, you did the right thing." I'm like, "Okay." So
yeah, Chris,
but you got to follow.
I'm down. I'll ban you too. Anyway,
I'll
message me. I'll bring yous back.
So you go.
I don't know why I can't. I guess because you banned him, I can't bring him back.
Oh,
it's your group. You're the one that started. I don't have as much control of it as you do.
But you, I guess, when you removed him, I can't bring him back. I was seeing nothing wrong with it whenever because I even tried to send him a thing to come back to the group, and he says he can't see it. He can't even find the group because it's private.
Well,
I'm gonna get Spencer. I'm gonna get Spencer one of those Cartman T-shirts that says "Respect my authority."
Respect my authority. Yes. Yes. I don't care about the Woodwalkers group. I care about the Sawdust Beast group because we try to keep that very much legitimate, above board, straight shooting, just Bigfoot stuff. The Sawdust Beast group is the premier thing that we come from, and that is supposed to be like high end. Whereas you can tell on this show, well, we just don't care. We throw it all out there, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, okay, kiss my butt. But anyway, all right, y'all, we got to bounce off here. It has been 2.5 hours now. Hope you got something out of my week of like pain, but it was good. Yeah.
Before we go, yesterday was Veterans Day. Happy late Veterans Day to everybody. Thank you very much for your service. Sorry we're late on it, but we really do appreciate it.
Yes.
So sorry.
1,000%.
Heart goes out to all the veterans, guys. We appreciate everything y'all have done for us, because without y'all, we wouldn't be able to do nothing. We may not even be here. I mean, we definitely, our country's got problems, but boy, we'd be in a mess if it wasn't for people that's they wrote that blank check. They went out there and they fought for our freedoms.
1,000%.
Guys, I mean, that's special. Yeah, every one of them's got a special place in my heart. There ain't no doubt. And
we all owe them a debt that we can't fill. But anyway, thank you very much for that. Yes, 100%. Check out the people that we support, like Mark and Larry at Sawdust, like I was just talking about. Mark and Rebecca Green at Cedar Creek Bottoms. I'm trying, and Chris Reinhardt, bless him, just made us like a new logo thing. But I'm going to try to get him to put something at the end of the outro that scrolls up and says, like, check out all these channels. So Chris with Discover Sasquatch, Mark and Larry, Mark and Rebecca, Roger's channel, Mike Bluler's channel,
House Enoch,
House of Enoch with Kane. If you're not watching House of Enoch, you're not looking into the Bigfoot subject. Kane is the most studious, well prepared person with all of his stuff that he puts out there. I've never seen anybody gather that much just like raw data and show it to people.
He's so meticulous. It's anal. He's anal about it. I mean, my gosh.
And he's not like that in person. It's crazy how much effort he puts into the Bigfoot subject. I mean, whatever Kane puts out, you can 1,000%, you can bet it's been vetted and looked at and checked over every which way. Kane is the man when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Don't forget Eric.
I was getting ready to say Eric has a channel too. It's what is it? It's
Southern Appalachian Bigfoot Explorer.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Eric's channel.
Fun Adventures with Bud and Angie.
Yes. Adventures with Bud and Angie,
Flat
because
Rock.
they're great people. But Flat Rock doesn't do a whole lot on his channel, but when he does, it's worth checking it out. He does more on Facebook, and it's all worth checking out. Who else are we missing?
Our SAS group on Facebook.
Dixie Crypt. No, nobody cares about your SAS group.
Yeah.
Dixie Crypt.
Nobody cares about your stupid ass woodwalkers.
Don't forget about the Grangers.
Yes, I did forget about Scott and Sheila Granger on the what's it called though? It's something about fishing.
Yes, squatch fishing or something. I can't.
Did y'all see the comment on Kane's picture? That picture with the skulls. I said, "How do you know where the camera was at?"
Right? Oh, Kane got the big brain. Yes, he does. He does.
But,
y'all I'm still envious. I'm still envious of Kane's hair.
Yes. Kane and Eric both. They can do like mohawks and swoops and everything. I ain't got nowhere near enough hair to do all that now.
Yeah, me neither.
Anyway. All right. Y'all have a good night. We will catch you next week, probably, most likely. We'll let you know.
Yep. Big love, everybody.
We'll let you know 15 minutes before.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good
Bye,
rest of your Sunday.
Thank
Bye,
you for
y'all.
watching. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.
Free socks.
Squirrel.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Spencer. We're swapped
Hello,
around.
Huh?
We're swapped around again. Hold on.
Yeah, but I know you do it on purpose.